Welcome to the Real Board Loft. I'm Trip Foreman, and this board is pretty sweet. It's actually really sweet. It's actually a home run. It is the Chilli Pretty Sweet. We just got back from Mexico, riding some long point breaks, and actually just prior got to surf it in some beach breaks here as well. And this board is straight up awesome. It's if you've never seen one of these boards, you're only looking at them online. The two things that you're not going to be able to see online is the rocker, which in this board is flat. It's got a little bit of tail kick, a tiny little roll up in the nose, but pretty much throughout it's got a very, very conservative rocker on the board. The other thing you're not going to be able to see online is how foiled the rails are in this board. Because when you have a grovelly, fishy style board with this outline, especially when you go to the bigger sizes, the rails get super thick. And so you can paddle real easy, you can catch waves real easy, but you can't turn them real easy. And then when the waves have more push, like you're bouncing out of control. And so what this board, the reason this board works so well is that you have the flat rocker and you have the outline and the foam for the flotation and the paddle ease and the glide. But the rails on this board are significantly thinner than any other board in this category. So I mean, just when you throw it, like the very first time that you look at one and you throw it under your arm, like in your hand, you're like, wow, this thing has literally a high performance shortboard rail on it. But wait a minute, it's a groveler. I'm not really sure what to think. And then you're kind of throwing it like this, but then you go out and surf it, and your very first wave, you feel that difference in the rail. And the difference that you feel is the ability to get the board on edge and up on the rail, higher on the wave. You're not basically falling down the wave trying to turn the board. And it makes a big difference, even in small waves, it makes a big difference being able to generate speed, because you're able to generate speed more quickly because you're able to make turns faster on the board. The board bottom is fairly flat. And what that does is, because a lot of boards will have a concave bottom, where this board has minimal concave, and then it has a decent amount of V with a little bit of concave in between the V and the rail. And what that does is it allows the board at its wider width to still roll rail to rail really easily. And that, combined with that thin rail, again, it's increasing your control, increasing your maneuverability, and all in all is going to be increasing your speed. In surfing this board, super easy to catch waves on. The drive that you get out of turns is really impressive. The speed that you're able to surf on this board is insane. Like, you're able to get the board going super, super fast. But again, like on a lot of grovelers, you get going that fast and you can't turn the board. You end up doing these like football field sized roundhouses on them because you can't control your speed. But having that thin rail, you can control the speed even as fast as this board goes, which was really impressive. Looking at the tail, all of the Pretty Sweets are set up 5-fin. This board is with future fins. So we rode this board with a bunch of different combinations of fins. In the mush, in the sectiony mush, a great setup on this board are future controllers. So having like those split keels that are really raked back and create a lot of linear drive down the line. Once you get it in like average waves, you can either ride the controllers or you can ride a standard quad setup. We were using the Roberts Generation Series front or Roberts Generation quad, or even like upsizing that back one a little bit compared to the Roberts. So a Roberts large in the front and then a 4-inch trailer in the back. And if you are in a situation where you're riding the board in conditions where you should be riding a shortboard or something a little bit more high performance like the Black Vulture from Chilli, then you can put a little finger fin in the back in this center box, and that's going to keep the tail tucked down on the water and keep the board attached to the water as well. You can also ride it as a thruster, and it'll work well as a thruster. It's the Chilli Pretty Sweet, otherwise known as Really Sweet. And definitely, if you have the ability to check this board out, do yourself a favor and check it out. It's insane, really, really good board. If you want a recommendation and you're willing to go on blind faith, I would say get one, because you're going to be super stoked with it. It covers just a wide range of conditions. It'll be your grovel board, it'll be your fish, if you're just getting your first shortboard, you could use it as that. But typically, if you say that, then nobody else would be interested in it. They would think the performance sucks, but the performance is really, really good. But it's still stable, so you're easily able to get up to your feet and find your footing on it because of the longer sweet spot. So Chilli, pretty sweet from Chilli Surfboards. If you have any other questions on this board or any of the other Chilli boards, give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.